The last game of the season. I'm gonna miss doing this. I'm not crying. You are. Oh, dude, no more Dallas Stars games to cover. Look at how much sleep I could get. You do know there's the playoffs, right? No. No! Get a load of this guy. Hello guys, welcome back to the final DSFR of the season finale for Season 1. And the Stars do end off on a high note in winning in LA 4-2. Let's start with the game before I just got on a rant about the whole season. Now coming into this game, I really had no hope for the Stars, but the Stars playing well and also the Kings not playing well at all to start the game really did help them. But to say that first period was pretty good for the Dallas Stars is a pretty huge understatement. Now, Christian Fulham, probably the Kings' worst defenseman, is in their zone. He's trying to get the puck out, but Short pokes it off of him. He comes around, dekes around quick, and scores almost a carbon copy of the Ben goal versus the Sharks. You know, the one where he stole it off Hurdle a couple of games ago. That was pretty much carbon copy of it, but a good goal nonetheless, and a great deke to deke out quick. Not really easy to do. Dallas Stars are dominating. Quick has to make quite a few good saves. The puck goes right in the air in front of the net. Ben just stands there, slaps it in like it's baseball bat, and he scores 2-0 right in front of the net. Quick had no idea where the puck was. He was just standing there hoping that it didn't go in, and Ben just bats it out of the air for a great goal there, and really making Sidney Crosby look like nobody. But oh, Ben, he's not done yet. Rajal pokes the puck right to Ben, and he scores for his second goal of the game. Stars are up 3-0, and we aren't even done with the first period. I mean, that was a pretty quick sequence, and they're not even done yet in the first period. The Stars are just on fire. They're playing fantastic. It's the Kings playing bad, the Stars playing good, and it was a mix together. As Rajal was around the boards, he passes right to an open Ben. He is in the slot. He just has to tip it in, and he gets the hat trick in the first period. And rightfully so, the Stars are up 4-0 on a baffling Kings team who was looking to be good going into the game, but the Stars did something for once. I mean, where was this team a month ago? The world may never know. Now, the first period may have been dominating for the Dallas Stars, but the rest of the game, it was a bit shaky. Now the Kings playing so much better in the second period than the first period. It was pretty much night and day for them as Alex Martinez on the point shoots and scores off a bullet, and he gets his first of the game. And the first marker for the Kings after, you know, somewhat of a push here. Now the Kings getting some power plays, but right after, Alex Martinez scores again, and he cuts the deficit to only 2 goals for the Kings, and it's 4-2 all of a sudden in the second period. The Stars slacking, but the Kings, again, being incredible. Basically the opposite of the first period where the Stars were dominating, the Kings were lackluster. It pretty much flipped. In fact, the Stars only got 2 shots in the second period, and I can't really tell, but I don't think that's very good for success. But the second period somehow winds down, and the Kings scored 2 in the second period. And at this point, I'm going to be honest, I was watching the St. Louis, Colorado game. That game was fantastic, and this game was good for most of it, but it wasn't anything compared to that game. I was watching that game. I would try to watch as much as I could, but, I mean, this game, I barely watched the third period because I knew it was pretty much over. I didn't care about the full result because I already know what I'm going to do for this video. But, again, that game, that Colorado-St. Louis game, was fantastic to watch, and I'm glad I got to watch a little bit of it. But, again, the Kings still playing fantastic in the third period, just could not muster any goals there. I mean, Lennon was pretty good in this game, made quite a few good saves. But, you know, the Kings got a lot of shots, the second period especially, but in the third period, they were still doing pretty decent. They just couldn't get anything past Lennon. And the defense was really not great today. In the first period was, but in the second and third period, you don't want that. Third period, the Stars somehow hold on and keep that lead. Again, I have no idea how they did it because the Kings were really, really outperforming them. And the Stars hold on, a bittersweet end to really a rough season overall. Now the Stars finished with a 42-32 and 8 record, 92 points, 13-point improvement again from last season. And it was a good improvement, but not good enough to make the playoffs. We were expecting greatness, and me as well expected playoffs. And that's what a lot of people expected, and that's what they did not get. They were on track to get it, but of course they fell off completely, fell off a cliff. And it's a good improvement from last season, but again, not good enough from what we were expecting. The Stars disappointing us? No, that can't be. But again, I was expecting a lot more from this team. A few more wins would have gotten them in the playoffs. I think they were 3 points back of playoff spots, and just a few more points from that 8-game losing streak would have done it a lot better. Having a couple of wins in that 8-game losing streak, you could have gotten in the playoffs, but no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to give your fans playoffs on your 25th anniversary. No, that would just be terrible. But it was kind of a successful season, but a disappointing season in the same way. It's a weird situation because the Stars did improve on last season quite a bit, but at the same time, it wasn't what people were expecting from the acquisitions that we made in the offseason. And I can completely agree with that because I expected a lot more from them. Again, I expected them playoffs, not be a playoff contender, but be in the playoffs, and I think that they definitely should have gotten that, and they definitely blew it really hard. But honestly, let's just hope the Stars don't repeat this tragedy in Season 2. Because if they do the same thing as this season, I'm not going to be a really happy man, aren't I? But DSFR Season 1 is now in the books. 82 DSFRs recorded, 82 DSFRs uploaded. Coming off this one if you're watching it, of course. And it's been a long journey. Thank you for everyone that stuck around. If you watched till, I don't know, if you started with Game 81 or you started with Game 1, I'm thankful to all of you that have stuck around and to everyone watching this, of course. It's been a long journey and a fun one for me to go on. But of course, Season 2 for the next Dallas Stars season is upcoming, and I'm hoping that I get better with these and I'm more comfortable in that situation to start out, because I know that my first video on the season wasn't as good as it is now. But again, it has been really fun to make these videos, even if the Stars are in the playoffs. You know, they haven't done great overall. It's still been a fun ride to make, and even though the Stars, again, have disappointed at all of us, it really is fun, and I'm hoping that, again, I won't miss it too much because, again, the offseason right around the corner. But I was really hoping we'd see playoff hockey for the first season of this, but alas, Dallas Stars do Dallas Stars things, and we can't have good things, do we? But again, thank you to everyone who stuck around for as bad as it was in the first few episodes to now, where I think it's a lot better. Still not great, but again, a lot better than it was. I'm hoping that I can get better throughout the next few seasons and make it so that it's really good and really to what I really want. And right now it's good enough, but again, I want to make it a lot better. So if you have suggestions, of course, leave those in the comments, because I might use that for next season, and of course that can make it a lot better. But yeah, it feels weird recording the last DSFR because the next one's going to be in October. That's a few months away, and of course it's going to be weird going back to it, and then, you know, just having this as the last DSFR and recording it knowing at the time, it's a weird feeling. But I felt like throughout this season, the channel has grown a lot since then, and even though it's not great, the performance isn't up there as the top NHL YouTubers, it doesn't really matter to me, because the growth that we have seen from the first episode to now, I'm really happy with it overall, and really the growth that the season, at least the videos have gotten, is great to see. Not even the growth reviews-wise, just overall quality. Again, after this, I'm going to go watch the first episode, and it's not going to be very good, I bet. But before the season, I knew that it was going to be a creative process. It was going to be fun to make throughout the season. Even if I didn't get the views that I wanted, it would still be fun to make. And it has been, and I got a lot better with it, and that's great to see. That's throughout the whole season. This NHL season has been great for me. And even though the channel has been good, and all the views have been decent, it's still a good growth, just view-wise and overall just good quality. I think that has been a lot better since the season started. I think that I've gotten a lot better with it. But again, Season 2, looking forward, that's going to be a fun thing to make. I want to see some innovations made. I want to see some ideas, because there's going to be some ideas that I make and some ideas that you guys make in the off-season. That's going to be fun. See those things implemented, if there's going to be, how many changes are going to be made. And I want to make some few changes to this. I want to make some subtle changes, but not change the formula too much. Again, some subtle changes for Season 2. I think that's just fine. But I'm hoping to make probably a best moments video. That'll probably be, I don't know when I'll make that. Again, time is a problem right now because the playoffs are about to start. And also, we'll make a season review video, just overall about the whole season in general, and about my whole thoughts. We'll go, I don't know if we'll go through each month, but again, we'll go through how it was all progressed. Nothing better than getting the season review right from a guy who's almost watched every single minute of Dallas Stars hockey this season, and it's been rough. That video is going to be pretty ranty, I bet. Just throughout this NHL season, a lot of friends have been made throughout the YouTube community, and it's great to see that this season has been great for a lot of people, and it's been good for me especially. But again, a great season, and for a lot of NHL YouTubers, have been good for them, and I'm really happy for that, because a lot of people have experienced great growth. I mean, just look at the hockey guy. He got, I don't know what his numbers were before the season, but he's jumped quite a bit, and that's fantastic to see. And again, even though the Stars aren't in the playoffs, it was a fun season to cover, and it was a lot better than last season. I mean, they were like 13 points ahead of what they were last season. Even though it wasn't that big of a jump to make into the playoffs, it still is a pretty good jump, at least looking back on it. But man, this season has been a roller coaster, and I'm glad that I get to cover these games, because it's got a lot of steam off my chest. And that's one of the reasons that I made these videos in the first place. Like, I dreamed of making Rangers recaps and stuff when I was a lot smaller, you know, when the frustrating seasons like the 2014 season happened, a lot of that, and I've been wanting to cover that kind of stuff, and for this hockey as well. And I'm finally getting to do that, even though it was a frustrating season. At least I get to vent my frustration out. But again, the first season in the books, and it's been pretty successful. And who knows what season 2 brings? Who knows what season 3 brings? Who knows what season 4 brings? Maybe a Stanley Cup? Probably not. But again, a big thank you to everyone who has watched, even if you've watched one of them, even if you watched only one episode, even if you only watched like a minute of one episode, it doesn't matter to me. You've watched it at least some amount of time, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who has even stuck around and watched every single one. That would be pretty ridiculous. But again, to everyone who's watched even a little bit, then big thank you to even the season in general. Whoever has watched, just a giant thank you to what you've done and just the community that we built. But that's good, guys. Like, subscribe, and not ring that bell on. Tell me below what you thought of the video. I'm gonna miss these videos, aren't I? Goodbye.